Now, a tragic incident has left the community of Ingresia in the Secondary Takoradi metropolis of the Western region in mourning following a catastrophic Premix fuel explosion on Saturday, May 18, 2024. The explosion has resulted in the death of a 15-year-old boy and a 7-year-old baby boy, with several others critically injured.
To eyewitnesses, the Premix fuel drum fell and started spilling its contents, which flowed into a nearby area where fishmongers were smoking fish. The spilled fuel came into contact with the fire, causing a massive explosion that engulfed the surrounding area. Several people, including children, were severely injured in the blast and were rushed to the Efia-Nkwanta Regional Hospital for treatment. The victims are reported to be in critical condition, with some suffering from severe burns and other injuries. The deceased, whose identity has not been released, is believed to have been in close proximity to the explosion and succumbed to injuries shortly after arrival at the hospital. The residents are calling for measures to put in place to prevent such incidents in the future.
Joining us is the administrator for the National Premix Fuel Secretariat, Nana Abrokwa Asari. Nana, you're welcome. Good afternoon to you. And it's rather unfortunate that we have this news today.
Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to all your viewers.
For the time past that we've been discussing the issue of prices of Premix fuel and everything, have we been keen on its safety precautions?
All right. So before I proceed, I want to express a heartfelt condolence to the bereaved and also those who are injured at the hospital. We express our sincere condolence, especially to those who are dead. And we are leading with the Municipal Assembly and all the necessary stakeholders to ensure that we see to those who are injured, and then we also see to the families that have lost their dear ones. Yes, safety has been a very, very prime concern to us. The problems of handling fuel has been a long-lasting problem. You know, if you look at how even Premix fuel is sold, sometimes it's prone to naked fire, etc. But if you realize, the last 2 years, the government has been very, very keen in ensuring that we depart from what has been happening, or the old system of handling fuel. And as I speak to you now, the government embarked on what we call the Premix Fuel Automation Project, where all the landing sites we have currently are going to be transmogrified into like mini filling stations as we have it. And fishermen are going to have unique cards that they can use to purchase fuel. This system is safety proof. It has all the safety measures that even meets world standards or what you can find in other jurisdictions. Now, if you look at the problem at Ingresia, or what happened over the weekend, it had largely to do with the post-sale, when fuel has already been sold to fisher folk. Right. But in the process of transporting the fuel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So in the process of transporting the fuel, I think the drum broke and then it spilled. So as he went to get water to come in, dilute the fuel, it got in touch with the naked fire, and then it exploded. And if you look at the structure or the landing beach or how Ingresia looks like, it's a very, very, the word, I don't know whether the word you use is congested, but you have a lot of wooden structures, you have a lot of activities going around there. But as a secretariat, one of the things that we
maybe because it's a fishing community, exactly. It has the traditional Ghanaian fishing community setup, sort of.
Exactly so. So even in the our Premix fuel automation system, when we visited the site of Ingresia, for example, the contractors outrightly rejected the site, that we can't even build the modern station that we have there, because it's if you look at the sound. So we've been written to the Municipal Assembly to provide us with an alternative, place of to site the site. But with regards to safety, we've been doing a lot of conscientizing, so the fisher folks will understand how to handle this fuel as we wait to solve the bigger problem. Because, for example, with the situation of Indonesia, we may probably have to build probably a landing site like what has been done for Elmina, but these things are gradual and you can't roll it out entirely everywhere. Because we go to Indonesia today, you can't even drive a car to the shoreline. So it means anytime you buy fuel, you will have to carry it or transport it for maybe about 30 meters or 50 meters before you can get to the shoreline.
I appreciate the fact that it takes a gradual process to, institute the high standards across board. But in the meantime, because we cannot afford losing one more life, what are the other measures that we are also putting in place to ensure that the other communities who have not benefited from the high standards yet are also being protected, like Indonesia?
Yeah, so it has to do with a lot of education because of how the system or the way they find themselves, because the structure is very congested. And of course, like you said, it's a traditional fishing community. They would go to sea. And how do they go to sea? They would definitely need fuel to power their outboard motor. And the question is, how do they handle the fuel? That is a big question that we need to consistently educate our fishermen with. Because no matter the system, no matter the proof you have, no matter sophisticated how you have your station, if safety standards are not followed,
I'm sure you have. I don't know the periodic timetable you have in discharging Premix fuel, but do you have some grace period where within which the period of transportation until it gets to its final destination, you will ensure that no naked fire will be on its path to the final destination until the whole process is done before anybody can lit fire or can light fire in doing any activity? Are we able to do something of that nature?
Yes, it's very possible, but the difficulty would have to be especially when it's put, it's sold already, because usually when the tankers come and discharge, they ensure that there are safety protocols. Every naked fire is what do you call it, doused or turned off. But after, people buy it. There have been times where people even buy Premix fuel and go and put it in their rooms. So when he wants to go for fishing, then he will now transport his fuel. So at that level, it becomes a bit difficult to control.
But in this case, it was not a domestic one. It was the whole fuel being transported in the barrel.
Yes, it was what a fisherman bought, and that was being transported, because we discharge usually with the tankers. So in this case, the tanker has discharged already, and the tanker has already departed. But what he has bought, that's what led to this explosion.
Oh, okay. Okay, quite difficult there. But Nana Brokwa, sorry, we're grateful for speaking to us here.
Thank you.